Hello, superheroes and supervillains. It's your friend, Sean PVS 101. Welcome back to another movie review on my channel. I am keep continuing on my Pixar movie review series on my channel, leading up to Luca coming soon. And finally, the day has come. And today, I'm gonna review one of my all-time favorite movies I have ever seen in my life, The Incredibles. Yes, today, guys, it's finally here. I'm finally going to talk about one of my number one favorite movies of all time, The Incredibles. And this movie was directed by Brad Bird. This movie stars Cranty Nelson as Mr. Incredible, Holly Hunter as Elastigirl, Samuel Jackson as Frozone, Sarah Vell as Violet, Spencer Fox as Dash, Jason Lee as Syndrome, and Brad Bird as Edna Mode. All these actors who play these iconic characters. And so the plot for one of my all-time favorite movies, The Incredibles, is about Bob Parr, aka Mr. Incredible, voiced by Cranty Nelson, loves the superhero days when he loves to fight crime and save the day from evil stuff. But then out of nowhere, some person is trying to commit suicide while Mr. Incredible has to save the person from the building. But then out of nowhere, he has to stop a villain named Bon Voyage during a bank scene. Then suddenly, his former fanboy, Buddy Pines, aka Incrediboy, wants to join Mr. Incredible for a crime fight, but then he told him to fly home. But then suddenly out of nowhere, he tried to save people on a train, but then because of the bombing scene. So and then during the wedding scene, Holly Hunter's character Elastigirl and Bob Parr are getting married, and then they have kids, Violet, Dash, and Jack Jack. But then 15 years later, the superheroes are been banned because of Mr. Incredible injured people on the train. But then suddenly out of nowhere, during Bob's depressing days, he finally have to join a superhero mission to stop a giant robot ball called the Droid. But then out of nowhere, it's turned to a trap. Former fanboy Buddy Pines / Syndrome. Now it's up with Bob Parr and his super family and Frozone had to stop Syndrome and save the day. And that's the plot to this movie. So, after I watched this masterpiece movie on Disney Plus, leading up to Luca, what I think about this movie? In my personal opinion, I gotta say, this is the best movie I have ever seen in my life! Fucking love this movie so much, guys, because The Incredibles, oh my god, I fucking love The Incredibles. The Incredibles is one of my all-time favorite movies I have ever seen in my life. Why? Because this movie is so fucking awesome. I love every single about The Incredibles. Nothing negative about this movie. It is a fucking masterpiece. I love everything about this movie because this is my nostalgic movie because I grew up with this is the one Pixar movie I had to watch a lot because this is the one Pixar movie I love to watch a lot as a kid because The Incredibles is such an iconic masterpiece. So yeah, it is my number one favorite movie of all time because this is why I absolutely love The Incredibles. This is why I love this movie a lot than all the Pixar films combined. So, are there any negatives? What the fuck are you talking about? Hell no, there is no negatives. Negatives, get the fuck out of the way from my all-time favorite movie. But let's talk about the positives, shall we? Alright, here's my fanboy hypeness for my reviewing one of my all-time favorite movies. Here we go. So the story and the writing for this movie, I love the storytelling of The Incredibles. I just love about a former superhero has to marry his wife and kids who have other superpowers, but then out of nowhere, due to the superheroes have been banned from the government, while a random person has hired Mr. Incredible for a hero mission to stop a robot ball on the island, but then out of nowhere, there's a trap for a fanboy named. I just love the concept idea about a superhero who's loving his superhero golden age, but then the government bans superheroes. Go former underground. But so yeah, I just love this, just the storytelling of The Incredibles. It is funny, hilarious, action packed, and sometimes even intense, because I really love the storytelling of The Incredibles. It is very action packed and a lot of fun. Because I have nothing wrong with my favorite movie of all time, because this movie's a fucking masterpiece. Also, the animation, this is hands down Pixar's best animation today, because this is Pixar's first animated movie to featuring a human cast, because unlike the other Pixar movies, we have the toys, bugs, monsters, and fish, but for this one, The Incredibles, this is Pixar's first animated movie to featuring fully human characters, which is awesome, because I fucking love the animation on The Incredibles. It is some of the best animation I've seen from a Pixar movie. I adore the character designs on The Incredibles, because it reminds me of the 2D style of the Iron Giant, but then put into computer animation. It just works so perfectly well to 2D and 3D, because Brad Bird knows how to do a great animated movie, just like the Iron Giant in 1999. Also, I just love the animation look on the characters. They're just excellent. They didn't fully dated. They're just fully amazing, in my opinion. Also, the backgrounds are amazing. I just love the backgrounds from the city, from the suburbum, from the island base of Syndrome. And about this location place was excellent. I just love the animation a lot. Also, the characters, I love every single of the characters in The Incredibles. I love them all. They're just incredible. Firstly, we have Quentin Nelson as Mr. Incredible. This is Quentin Nelson's best role in Mr. Incredible, because of Mr. Incredible is just such an awesome Pixar protagonist, because Quentin Nelson as Mr. Incredible is a great Pixar protagonist. I love Mr. Incredible. Mr. Incredible is such a great Pixar protagonist. I love him a lot. He is very charismatic, he is very awesome, and he's very badass. I just love their relationship. I love his relationship with his best friend Frozone, and his love interest Elastigirl, and his relationship with the kids. It is just excellent. He is such a great father figure to the family and his friends. Also, we have Holly Hunter as Elastigirl. Oh my god, this is Holly Hunter's best role as Elastigirl, because Elastigirl is my childhood crush, because she's a fucking badass during the first movie, and especially the sequel later on. So yeah, I just love The Incredibles so much. Also, we have the other characters. Frozone, played by Samuel Jackson. This is Samuel Jackson at his best. Oh my god, I just goddamn love Frozone. Frozone is such an awesome character. I love Frozone. Where is my super suit? God, I love that line. Also, we have Sarah Val as Violet. I love Violet. Sarah Val did a great job voicing Violet. She's such a badass. Also, Spencer Fox as Dash was amazing. I just goddamn love Dash from The Incredibles. Wicked cool! Also, Jack Jack. Jack Jack is so adorable. I love Jack Jack a lot in the first movie. But as for the sequel, Incredibles 2, we'll get to later on more about Jack Jack. So yeah. Also, we have Edna Mode, voiced by Brad Bird. I love Edna Mode. And all The Incredibles characters I love a lot, but Edna Mode has to be the best one in this movie. Oh my god, I fucking love Edna Mode. Edna Mode is by far the best character of the whole movie, because of it. She is so iconic and lovable. I just love her lines. No capes! Just perfect. Brad Bird did a great job voicing this character. Also, we have the villain of the movie, Syndrome, voiced by Jason Lee. Wow, just wow. This is hands down Jason Lee's best role yet, because Syndrome is such an awesome villain. Hands down Pixar's best villain yet, because Syndrome is my #1 favorite animated villain of all time, and my #1 favorite movie villains of all time, because Syndrome is such a menacing villain. I feel bad for his backstory when he felt braided from his favorite hero, but then turned to an evil villain to kill every superheroes with his robot. It is a very dark motivation for a Pixar movie. And also, I just love his evil scheme to become a superhero in disguise. Really dark. So yeah, I love Syndrome. Hands down Pixar's best villain ever. So yeah, I just love everybody The Incredibles. I just love so many awesome lines, like I mentioned. So yeah, I just love watching The Incredibles a lot, because this is the one Pixar movie I had to watch it a lot the most, because it is a lot better than most Pixar movies today, in my opinion. So yeah, overall guys, no complaints. I fucking love The Incredibles. The Incredibles is one of my all-time favorite movies, with amazing storytelling, lovable characters, awesome animation, and kick-ass action sequence. And also the score for this movie was the best score in Pixar history. Overall, no complaints. I give this movie a Affinity out of 10. Best fucking movie ever. Oh man, I'm happy I talk about one of my all-time favorite movies. Well, that's for my video. Subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what's your thoughts on this video, and what's your thoughts on my all-time favorite movie. Did you love or hate it? Comment down below. Stay tuned for more next movie reviews on my channel, and get totally wicked.